So we just got done playing 5-10. It's Sunday night. Made a partial comeback, not a complete comeback from the 10-20 debacle the other day. Although in big blinds, I only lost 150 big blinds the other day, so not that bad. So the day started out with a nice Patriots bet. I came to Twin River in the rain to bet on the Patriots and won a couple $100 from that. I was willing to bet on the Pats, giving 13, and found out they were only giving 10.5. So I increased the amount of my bet, made some money. Played 5-10 today with the two J's, the Rob. We are going to be coming out with a poker power ranking, similar to the NFL power rankings. Everyone's teasing me because I said I was the best player on my 25-50 table 2 weeks ago. I might adjust that for maybe tied for the best with Armando. I have to see. So I played 10-20 last night, and I said I was probably the fourth best player on the game. It was actually much harder than 25-50 the other day. But that started the discussion, and we're going to be doing poker power rankings. So today on the table, Rob takes the one spot, and it seems like we would all be willing to buy 25% of his action for the rest of the year for $2,500. Meaning if you pay $2,500, whoa, almost hit a deer. If you pay $2,500, then you get 25% of all his wins and losses from every session for the rest of the year until December 31st. So, I don't know anyone else that I would pay $2,500 for 25% of their action, except myself. I like to have 100% of myself. So, the other day, Ray did have 20% of my action. So, Ray gave me a couple bucks to settle up on that. Thank you for the confidence, but he picked the wrong day to invest in me. So, number 2 on the power rankings list for the 5-10 game tonight, I am going to put Matt in the number 2 spot. I think Matt always makes good decisions, and he beat me in a hand where he had a set of 7s and bet the flop, bet the turn, bet the river, and I called the flop in a multi-way pot, called the turn, multi-way pot, and decided to call the river. It's hard to talk about that hand because it is a little bit more interesting than what's on the surface. But I will give him credit for the number 2 spot because I very, very, very rarely, if ever, I've never seen him make a mistake. Maybe I have and I can't remember, but off the top of my head, I can't remember ever seeing him make a mistake. Rob's in the 1 spot because I think overall he wins a lot more, but I have seen him make a bunch of mistakes. Matt is much less variance, but Matt doesn't make any mistakes. So he gets the 2 spot. I'm taking the number 3 spot for myself, and I will let you guys watch the next video to hear the rest of the spots. I'm not just going to include people from our table too. I'm also going to include people like Andrew. Actually, I'll probably put Andrew in the number 1 or number 2 spot. I've never seen him make a mistake, and he always has 4,000 or 5,000 in front of him. So he's up there. So I'm going to think about this and order the poker power rankings for Twin River. So yeah, I'm already down to the number 4 spot. Rob, Andrew, and Matt are all above me. And each one of them, I'd be happy to give them $2,500 today for 25% of their action for the rest of the year. I don't think they'd accept. They'd probably charge me more than $2,500. So, as of right now, I'm taking the 4 spot myself, and I'll update the list as we go. But Andrew, if you're watching this, you're up there. You might be the number 1 spot. You might be above Rob. Let's see what else. An interesting hand today. Tall J was in the small blind, and he raised to $40, and I was the only one only other one in the hand, I had ace king, and I raised to $160 with effective stacks of about $1,000, give or take. He decided to call. The flop was Jack 5-7 with 2 clubs, and he checked. I down bet to 125. Jay thought about it for a little bit and decided to call the 125. The turn was another jack, not the jack of clubs, and Jay checked again. At this point, I thought he might have a pair, but he might have floated me with some random something or other. And I had about, let's say, in the 675 ballpark left. So I thought that if I decided to bet again, it would make me look mostly pot committed. It would make me look like I had an overpair, and it would prevent him from bluffing. That's not what the rest of the table thought. So I wish the rest of the table was in the hand instead of me in the hand. So I decided to continue with 175 after he checked, and he decided to check raise all in for approximately 675. I didn't have too much to think about because with ace high I didn't even have a pair, and he could have a jack. He could have a well, if he had a flush draw, I probably had the best hand because I had ace king. So it's hard to figure out exactly what he had being in the hand, but I do think that he would do this with something like pocket eights, value bet. So I ended up having to fold. Unfortunately, I was trying to figure out a way to call with ace high, but I couldn't. And then after I folded, he showed me ace 6 offsuit, and he was pretty happy with himself. But it was a really good play because I had nothing. I had the best hand, but I essentially had nothing, and there was really no way that I could call the extra $500. So he made a really good play in that hand. And I think it was the wrong move because I don't think I'm always going to fire 2 bullets with ace high. I think in that particular situation, I thought that by firing second bullet, it would make me look much more serious in the hand. I guess that's not the impression that I gave. So I was wrong to bet the turn again. But he made a very good move, and he realized that I was weak, and he decided to put me all in. So that was actually a pretty interesting hand, and I'll be putting some thought into that one. I think I probably will decide that I should not have c-bet the turn. I should not have continued betting on the turn. But I'll put some thought into that and come up with my own conclusion on that. So thanks for watching. Oh, also one more thing. Jay suggested we change the name of the channel since I'm not always playing the low limits anymore. Originally, this channel was started with Ray, and we were making videos every day or two when we were playing 25 sessions of 1-2, then 25 sessions of 2-5, then 25 sessions of 5-10. And we were kind of going through the ranks in the casino and seeing what it's like at every limit, and seeing what we can earn per hour at every limit. So yeah, I might call the channel something else. He said Poker Aura, or I gotta name the video Poker is Brutal or something like that. But I ended up having a pretty good win today, so I don't think Poker is Brutal is probably appropriate anymore. But for the first 4 hours, I was losing like every single hand. Ended up with a good win. I don't like to complain. I don't go in tilt, so I'm happy with the win. I'm feeling good even after losing on 10-20. It's only a few $1,000s, so it's a very normal win for that game. And I expect that I will be playing again this Saturday at Encore. If you want to play with me, Monday night, Tuesday night, I'll be at Twin River, and Saturday I'll probably be playing 10-20 at Encore. So thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for giving me that thumbs up. And I hope I didn't give away too much insight into my game because I got to play with you guys 4 days a week. Bye.